I'm Hunter R. Paris, and this is how to make basic tomato sauce. Stay tuned tomorrow where I go into the history of one of New York City's most famous Italian restaurants that is now closed and teach you one of the most famous recipes, spaghetti alla segreta. I've been doing segments on how to cook pancakes, why sitting is unhealthy, how to install light dimmer switches, and survival knife reviews. These are not my recipes. The tomato sauce we're gonna do is a Mario Batali classic tomato sauce. I'm gonna catch a lot of flack for doing this sauce like this, but this is for the working person, the modern person, and I've been making this sauce for years, and I can do it in under an hour. So what you're gonna need is tomatoes, thyme, carrots, and onions. Make sure your knife is nice and sharp. It's actually easier to hurt yourself with a dull knife than a sharp knife. So we're just gonna take the skin off the onions here. Just a nice simple cut of the onion lengthwise, and then don't go all the way. Actually want to leave a little bit connected there. Finally, cut them in that dimension. So just plop them right in your pot. Because those onions are gonna be the first thing that we cook along with the carrots. You don't have to go too fine on the onions. Peel those carrots. We want to use the coarse grating and just grate them right into the pot. So this is what our carrots and our onions are gonna look like, and we just keep them here while we go prepare all the other ingredients. This is called mise en place in traditional cooking, and it means getting all your ingredients in place before you turn on the fire. So the herb that I use is thyme. This is what Mario Batali called for. Some people prefer rosemary, and it's pretty much up to you, but you know, I just like the simplicity and the fragrance that thyme provides. And what I'm doing here is just removing it from the stems. The stems, they're very difficult to just sort of take your finger here and hold it with your left hand, pull, and it all comes out. We're done with the thyme, and we just leave it aside for when we start cooking. Easiest way to cut into tomato is with a tomato knife. The serrated teeth grab the skin very easily. And then you want to make a V cut and remove the stem here. Half. I'm gonna cut each. Because we are working people, this is the 21st century. Most Italian grandma recipes call for the removal of this white stuff and the seeds. The seeds definitely add flavor and all that beautiful pulp around the seeds. And this white stuff is pretty soft, so only if the white stuff is really hard am I going to remove it like that. But I don't notice all that much difference in taste, and it saves a whole bunch of time. If I was an Italian grandmother and I had the entire day to cook, it might be another story. And we're gonna fill it up about 3/4 of the way and then start grinding. I remember cooking professionally once, and I did not know the meaning of speed. And we literally had to chop tomatoes from 8 in the morning until 10 in the morning for 2 hours straight. And it wasn't just me, it was an entire brigade, an entire team of us. And the sous chef looked over my shoulder and he said to me, "Chop faster." And I went faster. "Yes, chef." And 10 seconds later he goes, "Chop even faster." And I go, "Yes, chef." And I really learned a thing or two about workmanship and how to go faster than I ever thought I could. Got our tomatoes in there, food processor, plop the top on, and there's some chunks in here. I like it finer than that, almost. So you break down all the cell walls and get as much water out. Otherwise you're gonna have these watery chunks. So you almost want it to turn white right here. This recipe is all about saving time. I want to get all of my aromatics here, that's my onions and my carrots, caramelized, which means browned, before I finish grinding any of my tomatoes. And the reason is that I just want to plop my tomatoes right in here. Since I have so much tomatoes, there's nowhere else to put them. And this saves time, this saves dishes to wash. So this is a great way to do things. And while those aromatics are browning up, I'm going to prepare some more tomatoes to be food processed. All right, I can smell some caramelization happening. See, those carrots are becoming a little brown. This is the perfect time to add my thyme. And now that the thyme is added, we don't want to burn the thyme. So mix it, shake your pan to distribute everything, and then just hang on for about 30 seconds. That's pretty much all it needs. Just let the oven do its magic. Let the heat do its magic. Don't fiddle with anything. So, right from the food processor into the pan. And by adding the tomatoes right to the pan, you immediately stop the cooking process. And this is great because your vegetables will no longer burn, and you just have one place to put all of your ingredients without having to wash all that many dishes. A huge time saver. Now that I'm done chopping my tomatoes and added them all to the pot, I want to turn up my heat from this low simmer. Just because the sides are boiling doesn't mean anything. See, as soon as I mix the sauce, the sides stop bubbling. Now that's a simmering sauce. Turn your heat down to the lowest it will go while still simmering, and go do something else. Now there's a difference between a sauce and a soup. Right here we have tomato soup. So our goal is to simmer this down until it becomes a sauce. See all that water? Look at these rich colors that develop. If your sauce is taking too long to cook down and you want to eat right now, there's a trick you can do. Ladle in enough sauce for one serving. and rapidly boil it down in a small pot. Right before jarring, salt to taste. When the sauce is less liquid and more solid, you know it's done. I just added yesterday's pasta, which is a time-saving tip. I use these washed out peanut butter jars from Smucker's Peanut Butter, and they come in handy exactly for this. I bought this handy little canning funnel. I'm going to take a measuring cup carefully ladle in just enough. There we have it. Let the jars cool by the windowsill, otherwise your fridge is going to overheat. I'm Hunter R. Paris, and this is how to make basic tomato sauce. Stay tuned tomorrow where I go into the history of one of New York City's most famous Italian restaurants that is now closed, and teach you one of the most famous recipes, spaghetti alla segreta. I've been doing segments on how to cook pancakes, why sitting is unhealthy, how to install light dimmer switches, and survival knife reviews. Thank you so much for watching. Please thumbs up on YouTube, and please subscribe. Have a great day.